This is Dabu7, and it looks like the death of the dollar has begun here full steam. There has been this slow erosion of the dollar and its purchasing power for many, 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 many years. But now it looks like the petrodollar, the reserve currency status that the US dollar has held for a long time, is coming to an end and rather quickly. This has been talked about by many different experts out there. Zoltan had talked about this. Goldman even predicted it and said that we are approaching the end of the dollar's reserve currency system. A lot of people want to stick their head in the sand and ignore this. That's to their own detriment. You need to prepare for what's coming, because this is gonna rattle the lives of everyone out there, especially anyone sitting on large amounts of US dollars. What this is going to end up doing is sending all these US dollars back to the United States. And if you think inflation's been bad thus far, you haven't seen nothing yet. Now China and Brazil have just struck a deal to ditch the US dollar. It used to be that the United States went around the globe enforcing the dollar at the barrel of a gun. Well, they're not doing that in these situations. They're basically laying down and they're letting the dragon advance on this world stage. For those that just can't seem to get it, it's because the world is a stage. All the world leaders have come together and sold the people out of every country. And until you wrap your head around that, you're going to be lost. Okay? The rest, they're just playing out for the history books. Theaters of war. Now, if you go back and do your research, you will see that everything was staged. A whole RAND was put into motion by J.P. Morgan Chase for the first Great Depression. Their meetings on Jekyll Island. We're heading right back down that road here, as our politicians have sold us out. They know this is coming. They know that this is the end game, and they're walking us right toward it. They're not doing anything to counter these moves out in the world stage, but there's really not anything they can do. Okay, China and Brazil striking this deal to ditch the US dollar is absolutely huge. The next massive move is Saudi Arabia. And this is really where it all lies, because our deal with Saudi Arabia and the petrodollar is what gave us this power all this time. Now it's going away. Saudi Arabia has just joined China's economic security bloc, where Russia is a member also. And this is because China is playing a peacemaker. And I warned you about this. Everyone was thinking peacemaker in Israel, Trump, and all this. Well, the real guy going around the globe right now trying to strike peace is the dragon, Xi Jinping. Sure enough, the dragon. And he is striking up a peace deal between none other than long enemies, Iran and Saudi Arabia, bringing them into one team. Again, most of the people out there don't even begin to understand the magnitude of all this. They will a year or two down the road when they're like, what happened? And they fail to listen to the writing on the wall. This is what's going on here. In gold, expect once these rigged markets are exposed, the precious metals are going to go to astronomical levels that you've never seen. You think the crypto was wild. You just wait till the metals take off. There won't be no coming back down for them, though. So get ready. There are predictions that within the next 30 days, you are about to see a series of events that are going to change everything. The way that everything flows, where it all goes. And if they set up this disaster where they can swoop in and have the answer, which is their CBDC, they're going to do so. So get ready. That is the plan. I break this down further in greater detail.
Okay, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah, Kwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And salutation you came out there that's been pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. Hey, you heard it. The end of the dollar. And the reason why they're allowing these things to happen is because they want to push that CBDC on whole people. And after they establish the CBDC, you know what they're going to establish after that. Because they want to break everybody. They want to break you first financially. They want to break you, spiritually, morally. Will you be willing to do anything and listen to what anything the government tell you to do, you're going to do it because you have been broken spiritually, you have been broken financially, and your morale has been broken. And it tells you in the scriptures, when these things come to pass, you know, when you get brought to a lower state, take it cheerfully. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna get it real quick. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. And that part of that temptation is when all hell break loose and they deliberately collapse this dollar to bring forth their digital currency. What are you going to do? That's a test that's going to come upon the whole world. And read it again. My son, when thou comes to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set their heart upright and constantly endure. Endure all the hardships that's going to come around. You're going to lose your women. Your woman may do some hard shit to you. You just got to take it, you know. Move on. If you have to separate yourself from your woman or any family member, you have to do so. So it says, set that heart upright, set that mind upright, constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Put your trust and faith in the Lord. Pray to the Lord. Stay prayed up. Because the Lord, if you're doing the right thing in the eyes of the Lord controls both sides of the spectrum. The Lord controls the left hand as right as the right hand as well as the left hand. So why should you fear these evils that's going to come upon the earth if you're doing the right thing and the Lord's controlling both sides? All you got to do is put your trust and faith in the Lord. And it reads, cleave unto him. Cleave unto who? Yahweh Yahweh Shah. And depart not away that thou mayest be increased at the last end. Increase at the last end how? The Lord says his servants shall eat, while the rest of the people starve. His servants shall drink and rejoice, while the rest of the people was in turmoil, going through tribulation and mourning. That's how you put your trust and faith in the Lord. It says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. If they transfer everything to that digital currency, which is the CBDC, a lot of people are going to lose their jobs, like has been stated through Dabu 7. A lot of people are going to lose their jobs. Unemployment is going to run rampant. And all hell is going to break loose in these streets. 2nd Ezra, the 15th and the 16th chapter. And I'm going to indulge a little bit in the 15th chapter. Because all hell is about to break loose. Once this dollar collapses, all the haughtiness, all the pride, all that calling 911, all that being promiscuous is going to be out the window. It's going to be out the window. So get ready, because all hell's about to break loose. So it reads, it says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state, losing your job, you know, becoming homeless. Because if you don't take that new digital currency, which they pushing, that's why they're allowing these things to happen. They're allowing all these nations to align themselves with the BRICS nation, because they got their own agenda. They got this digital thing. You don't think the Chinese got a digital dollar, that digital currency that they push into as well? It all going to match up, man. It all's going to match up, and everybody is going to be duped into taking that charagma. That's what's coming after they set up the CBDC, which is the central bank digital currency. That's what's coming next. So prepare your soul for it, man. You know, and I've been stacking silver and a little gold, so you know, if it's skyrocketing, we're going to see what happens with that. But this dollar, the end of the dollar, the paper currency, is going to be worthless. And once all these nations start dumping the currency of the United States, it's going to flow back into America, and it's going to be hyperinflation. And Apostle Paul always talked about hyperinflation. You have inflation, then you have hyperinflation. When all this money comes back to America, it's gonna be a bad case out there, man. It's gonna be bad. So you gotta endure it and take cheerfully what the hell is about to come down, because the Lord is controlling both sides. It says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou change to a lower state. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way upright and trust in him. Trust in who? Yahweh. Why Yahweh Shai? It says, ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall. Ye that fear the Lord, believe in him, and your reward shall not fail. What's the reward? Being beamed up in them chariots. Being saved from the set purpose that's about to come down the pipe. Because right now, everybody's in a prosperity mode. Everybody is chilling. Everybody is, what can you say, ignoring what's really going on. Paying attention to all the distractions instead of paying attention to what's really, really taking place. You see, on the right-hand side is the truth. The dollar is collapsing, is all kind of war, all kind of bloodshed taking place throughout the four corners of the earth, upwards of the people. Then you have on the left-hand side the distractions of in Major League Baseball, and now we're approaching NBA playoffs and all these different other distractions that's coming down the pike. Donald Trump being indicted, Stormy Daniels, and all the rest of that bullshit that has nothing to do with what's really going on the right-hand side. They're just filling you up with the shit that's going on the left-hand side to keep you blinded, to keep you from not knowing what's really going on. But soon, when all them dollars come back, you're going to feel the sting. You're going to feel the sting. And this is the book of Sirach, chapter 11, verse 25. And it reads, in the day of prosperity, there's a forgetfulness of affliction. Right now, everybody's in their so-called prosperity. They got their income tax check back. They spending their money. Some who didn't spend their money, they saving it. They buying cars, getting apartments, doing what they do. But guess what? This is the prosperity mode. But as soon as all them dollars come flooding back to the United States, it's going to produce hyperinflation, and you're going to be happy or lucky if you can get for $100, 3 or 4 items, if that. That's how bad it's going to get. Back in the book of Sirach, chapter 11, verse 25, in the day of prosperity, there's a forgetfulness of affliction, and in the day of affliction, there's no more remembrance of prosperity. You're not going to be worried about what you had. You're going to be worried about how you're going to survive. Because the times are coming where it's going to get rough. The times are coming where it's going to get rough, and it's not going to look good for a lot of you people out there. Because you had time to learn the ways of Yahweh, while Yahweh Shai, what you did was you forsook his ways. And like it says in the scriptures, the same must know it after death by pain. You're going to know. You're going to know that you fucked up. That you should have took heed and listened. But ultimately, the Most High didn't want you. That's why he blinded you. Those who fan their hand at this word. Those who don't take heed. The time is going to come where you're not going to be able to feed your belly. Let's read it again so it can sink in. The book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 11, verse 25. In the day of prosperity, there's a forgetfulness of affliction. And in the day of affliction, there's no more remembrance of prosperity. And that time is coming. The days of affliction are coming. And it's approaching rapidly. It's approaching rapidly. You people have not a clue of what's coming down the pike. And we warning you, we telling you, and you're just refuse to take heed. And it's going to be to your own detriment, to your own demise. So this is, I'm going to jump around in the book of second Ezra, the 15th chapter, and then I'm going to jump around, then I'm going to jump to the 16th chapter, then I'm going to close it out. It says, behold, speak down the ears of the second Ezra 15:1. Behold, speak down the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. Now, these are not our words. These are the words of Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah, which he's put into our mouth. He put the spirit on us to preach his word, to warn his people, which are you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, what's coming down the pike. Whether you will hear, whether you will forbear, pursuant to Ezekiel 3:17. You know, but we out there warning you because we don't want your blood on our hands. Pursuant to Ezekiel, the 33rd chapter, the first verse on down, we here to warn you. And if we don't warn you, we're going to get fucked up. So we out there warning you, in season, out of season. Throughout the week, putting up videos. There's tons of videos going up. Thousands of videos going up. It's impossible to watch them all, but in your leisure, you watch the videos you can watch to be edified. Take your notes and learn these scriptures and go out there and teach. If the Lord is dealing with you, if the Spirit is on you to do so. It says, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, all the wicked imaginations, all you 2/3, and the rest of the nations that sit out there in the highways and the byways, and imagine all kind of crazy things about us, and demonize us, call us homosexuals, call us pedophiles, call us rapists. You know, that's demonizing our character. Don't worry about that. Why? It says, let not the incredulity or unbelief of them trouble thee that speak against thee, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. And that's what's going to happen. The 2/3 you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans that have not taken heed, you're going to succumb to this set perils that's about to hit this place. As soon as them dollars come back to the shores of America, it's going to produce hyperinflation. All hell is going to break loose. If you ain't have the wherewithal to save up some silver and gold, because paper currency ain't going to be worth nothing. It's going to be worthless. So the only calamity you're going to have is silver and gold. But the ultimate is having Yahweh, while Yahweh Shah, on your side, protecting you. It says, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. And that's what's going to happen. Once them dollars come back, crime is going to rise. And it's spoken about in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. And the 16th chapter. What's going to before you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans in the times of trouble, in the times of peril, in the times of tribulation. It says, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And that's the elect. Start with the apostles on down. The souls of the just complain continually. It says, and therefore saith the Lord Yahweh, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them to dwell in the land of Egypt. How the Lord's people going to be led as a flock to the slaughter? Because majority of you people are going to take that charagma. Majority of you people is going to succumb to the will of Esau, the so-called white man. Because you look at him as your God. A lot of you people, you're going to be destroyed through famine, race riots, violence from different people, factions of people when they form their alliance with each other to do what they do because of the lack of bread. It's going to get real serious out here. It's going to get real hectic out here. And you people have not a clue. And that's on you. That's on you. Because we've been warning you. We told you. That's on you. So this is back in it says Slack it. Okay, but I will bring it with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and will smite Egypt with plagues as before. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation thereof shall be smitten with the plagues and punishment that Yahweh, while Yahweh shall bring upon it. And with some of the plagues, how Egypt was going to mourn, when all them dollars come back and produce hyperinflation, because everybody's dumping the dollar, all these different major countries around the world, oil-rich countries are dumping the dollar. And the dollar is only backed, what's called a petrodollar, backed by petroleum. It's not backed by gold. It was this money created out of thin air. Now that the Saudis are dumping the dollar and getting with the and getting with Iran and the BRICS nations, all hell's about to break loose. The dollar is going to be worth nothing, like toilet paper. And we've been telling you, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It says, 2nd Esdras chapter 15, verse 12. They that till the ground shall mourn, for the sea shall fail through the blasting of hell and with the fearful consolations. You see what's happening with these farmers. They can't grow. They can't grow their own crops if they have any kind of GMO seeds from Monsanto's that blows onto their land. They get sued and get their land taken from them. You got Bill Gates buying up all kind of farmland. And you think he's going to hoard that? He's not going to let that food out. See that how you control the people? By controlling the resources, by controlling the food supply, the water supply. And that's what they bent on doing, to get you to bow down to their will. To get you to bow down. Your belly start aching. You can't feed your family. You can't feed yourself. Your stomach is eating off your back muscles. Those who are not spiritually sound, they're going to bow down to the will of Esau and accept that charagma. And before the charagma, accept that CBDC, then they're going to accept that charagma. Because that's what they're setting you up for. It's something called gradualism. These devils like to slowly but surely implement their wickedness. First, they bring out the CBDC. Then, once they got that in place, they're going to implement that charagma, which is the MOTB. If you take it pursuant to Revelation 14:8, that's your ass. There's no coming back. You pledge your alliance to the goddamn devil. It's only going to get worse. We've been telling you. So it says, 2nd Esdras 15, verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and destruction draweth near, for one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hand. And we're going to see that happen once all hell break loose and hyperinflation, when them dollar bills come back to the shores of America, and a loaf of bread is $20. A loaf of bread is $20. Eggs went up to like $8 a gallon, $8 a carton in certain places. So imagine when hyperinflation come. A loaf of bread probably like $50. A piece of steak, a small piece of steak is going to probably cost you damn near $100. That's how bad it's going to get. And people are going to be out here looting and rioting and trying to get their goods, even if it's to rob somebody else or take their goods. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, an uprising against a monarch. Sedition means uprising against a monarch or a government. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. You see what's going on in France? You see what's going on in Tel Aviv, where them Israelis are dwelling at? You see what's going on throughout the four corners of the earth, upwards of the people. And that's going to come to the shores of America, but on a larger scale. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to do martial law. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. That's what's coming. The lack of bread and great tribulation. The lack of bread is a famine. And when a famine comes, that comes death and violence and pestilence. We've been warning you, but only the elect is going to take heed and get their house in order. When I mean get your house in order, get your mind right, get yourself in order. But a lot of you people, you're just hardhead, stiff-necked. And the Lord don't want you. You're going to remain blind, pursuant to Isaiah 6 and 9, until the Lord destroy this place. So it is what it is. You're going to learn. You're going to learn the hard way. But by then it's going to be too late. You're going to be taken in that great number, pursuant to 2 Ezra 5 and 1. You're going to be taken in the great number. It says, okay, I lost my spot. Bear with me real quick. Okay, I'm going to jump to 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse verse 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils, and what shall I do when these evils come? Put your trust and faith in the Lord and do that which is right in the eyes of the Lord. It says, behold, famine, plagues, tribulation, and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute. But Jacob gonna take heed. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of their scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap. So like victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they may think themselves to be in a good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Yep. That's what's going to happen. You think you're in a good case? Because you can go to the nearest McDonald's and get this and get that. You can go to White Castles, you eat that crap. You can go to the supermarket and buy groceries, but soon as them dollars come hitting the shores of America, because everybody's dumping them, and when you dumping the dollar, where you going to dump it to? To the people it belongs to, the American people, to the American government. And then that's when the pain and the anguish is going to start. We're at the end of this devil's rulership. The morale is soaking in the drain. The infrastructure is soaking in the drain. The dollar is definitely circling in the drain. And this empire that Esau built up through lies and deceit is circling in the drain, and it's going to be burnt up with fire. That's what's going to happen. So be prepared. We've been warning you. We've been warning you, but you do not take heed to what the prophets of the Lord are saying, because you don't look at us as being prophets. You look at us as being someone that look like you, because we got the same skin. So you despise what we say. You despise what we tell you. Verse 22, second Ezra chapter 16, verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the others that escape hunger shall the sword destroy, and their dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. That's what's happening. That's what's going to happen. We've been warning you, but it's all good, because only the Lord's elect is going to take heed anyway. It says, and once Esau start establishing his new world order, in which he will, this devil will establish it. Those who buck up against it, is going to be a burning wrath against them. And because those are the men that's going to believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. This is 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. That burning wrath of a great multitude is the armies of Esau, the Interpol, the UN troops, the National Guard, and any other troops that's over here to bring order. It says, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you being idle with things offered unto idols. We already know what that is. That's that charagma. How you gonna be idle? You gonna be in them. You gonna be in them FEMA camps, in them concentration camps. It says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in the reproach and try to underfoot. Yeah, Revelation 14, verse 8 on down. You consent to this devil and his enterprise and bow down to him and take that charagma. That's it. You pledge your alliance unto this devil. You're gonna be had in derision. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Started with the apostles and the teachers, the bishops, the prophets, the men, the 1/3, the men that fear the Lord, that's out there doing the work. Because they're not going to bend down to the will of Esau. Therefore, a great persecution is going to come. It says, they should be like madmen sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses, because you're not going to be able to pay for anything, because you're not going to take that charagma. Nor will you be able to deal with that, because you haven't bowed down to the will of Esau. And this first is going to be the CBDC. Then it's going to be the charagma, which is the MOTB. So that's how you're going to be wasting and take it out of your houses. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my children, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Because the elect is not going to bow down to the will of Esau. You've been warned. This is the end of the dollar. So those who are not taking heed, hey, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm doing my job. I'm going out there teaching. I'm putting up videos. Those who hear, they hear. Those who forbear, that's you. That has nothing to do with me. I'm doing that which the Lord commanded. So with that, I'm going to close it out, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And with that, Shalom.